Jean. Hi.
Hi. So to be very honest, I just started watching your episodes, Sister Boniface,
Yep.
and I really liked it because reminded me of Murder She Wrote.
Oh, lovely. I used to watch that. I used to love that as a child. That's really funny.
Yeah, so it's great actually. So if it wasn't for this, I didn't know that BBC had this BritBox and stuff like that. So I just discovered it 2 or 3 days ago. So
Oh, how funny.
yeah,
Well,
and then
thanks for tuning in.
yes, I started googling you and everything. So I noticed that you were a comedian and you've been
Yes.
around for a long time. And then you finally, I think this was one of your what do you call that series, right? That you've done consecutively since 2018, if I'm not wrong. If I'm right.
Yeah. I'm just thinking when we started. Well, we're on season 4 now. We've just finished filming season 4. So, yes, 4 in a row. We just started after lockdown, basically. Yeah. So, yeah. So it's been yes. Things that I've been in before haven't run for as long. So it's quite nice to be in something that keeps going. Um, it's quite,
Yes.
it's a nice position to be in. Yeah, yeah,
And then I checked out your reel and stuff like that. So I just wondered, right, when you first got approached from the agent saying that, okay, you got to play a nun as a detective. So what was what was the decision for you to take on the role? Because it's a very unconventional role, and I can see that you're
yes,
very closed up, but then you're pretty
yes.
cool at the same time, because you're doing all the science stuff. So what was your initial? Did you have to audition for the role? Did you put
I
your hand in?
did.
Oh,
Yes, I auditioned. So this part came from an episode of Father Brown, and it was actually, I mean, as you know, that's been going for, I don't know, I actually can't remember what series they're on now, but maybe 11 series. So that was quite a while ago. Yes, so I was in series 1 in one episode playing Sister Boniface, um, and it was written by Jude Tyndall. And I didn't hear anything more of it, and I thought, great, I've got a couple of nice scenes for my show reel with Mark Williams, lovely. And then 10 years later, um, I got a phone call from my agent saying, "You're not going to believe this, but do you remember that part you played 10 years ago?" I said, "Of course." And then they said they've decided that they want your character to have her own series. And I sort of, I mean, to be honest with you, Jean, that never happens. I can't stress that enough. That never happens, but it does happen because it happened to me. It was really incredible, and I sort of didn't believe it until we started filming. I sort of, it was a bit of it was kind of extraordinary, really. Um, but I like to think that it's the sort of story that gives other actors a bit of hope because, it is, you just never know in this industry. You never know. And things like that do sometimes happen. And when they do, it's incredible and amazing. And I'm very grateful to the show. And unfortunately, sadly, we lost Jude this summer. She sadly passed away, but she was an incredible writer, and she just had this incredible ability to create worlds. And she, yeah, I mean, I'll be forever grateful to her because it's just such a lovely part to play. I mean, when I first auditioned to play Boniface, it was exciting, and I was sort of, yes, I'd never played a nun before. I'd never played a forensic expert before. But I loved that it was new. I loved that it was, an exciting female part that I could really get stuck into, and have continued to get to know this character now over the last 4 years. And, that's been a real, I feel like I've gone on a real journey with her, and, you know, yeah, it's not something I ever I ever kind of set out to do, but I really love playing the part. It's kind of a dreamy role. It's also, I normally speaking, certainly in my kind of comedy career, have mostly played rather stupid people. And so it's quite nice to be able to play the smartest person in the room for once as well.
Yeah, so coming to that, because you mentioned that she's a nun and also a forensic expert. So, we
Yeah.
can get like NCIS and all that. You have the forensic experts. You can look at them and get some pointers. But I just wondered if you were religious when you were growing up, because I've been to the UK once or twice. I don't see many people being very religious there, and it's quite hard to find someone who's really fully clothed as a nun. So, what kind of like research did you do for the character? Was it a lot, or you just eased into it?
Um, I mean, I did do I did do some research. I also spoke to Jude. Um, I think it's fair to say, though, also that the way that she wrote the first episode, in all of her episodes, was so informative that she kind of it was, it was really given to me on a plate. I and the rest has been picking up things as I've gone along and getting to know the character as I've gone along. So it's every series that we do, I feel like I learn a bit more about the character and about being a nun. So I think we all do, all of us, all of us nuns are sort of settling into our parts, but it's an ever evolving, um, it's just ever evolving, and we're learning all the time as we go. So yeah, I don't know if that answers your question, actually, thinking about it. But I wasn't brought up religiously. My mum went to a rather strict convent, and I think then there was I don't know, there was a bit of a rebellion from her, and then yeah, me and my sister weren't brought up religiously at all. But I'd like to think that I'm learning a fair amount about it certainly now. Yeah.
Awesome. So I watched a bit of the episode, but I don't want to give too much away because it's a Christmas special. But what
Yeah.
excites you about this? Were there other Christmas specials, or is this the first one you're doing?
We did do a Christmas special last year, which was set on a train. Um, there was a lot of fake snow. I think we used up the entire series budget on fake snow. I had nothing left for the rest of the series, although it did look very beautiful. Um, the Panto episode, yeah, this is our second Christmas special. So and it's just I love Christmas. I mean, big time love it. And so and it was the first thing that we shot this year for season 4. So it was sort of extra exciting. We were all a bit sort of giddy to be back together again on set as a cast, but also the fact that we're shooting a Christmas special feels like a bit of a treat. It does feel a bit special. The Christmas special feels special, and yeah, it was loads of fun. I mean, obviously we were in a heat wave yet again, so the note was always, "Don't forget you're cold," even though we were really rather the opposite, and covered in our the warmest of costumes in sweltering heat. Um, but it's there's something a bit magical about Christmas, isn't there? And I think it sort of rubbed off on all of us. It brings out the child in everyone and feels a bit magical, really. So it was really fun to shoot, and a lovely way to start filming season 4 as well.
Was there any particular memorable moment that you can remember from this episode, or something that struck out that will, stay with you forever and ever?
Um, Oh, well, I loved seeing it, all of our cast in their panto outfits. I'm not going to lie. Um, Robert Dawes, obviously, as the pantomime dame. Tom Thomas as well. I mean, what a pair. The Ugly Sisters. I mean, they were brilliant. Oh my gosh. I mean, there are so many moments. I mean, we got to know a turkey rather well, the nuns and Terry the turkey. Actually, his real name's Ralph, and I think he's a bit of a seasoned veteran. I believe he's performed a lot. Um, and we had just the most incredible, visiting cast. And that's the other thing I will say about the Christmas special is because basically it's 2 episodes worth. That particular cast we get to know very, very well, and they were all of them absolutely fantastic. I mean, lovely to work with and super talented. We were really lucky. Oh gosh, I'm just trying to think like um, special moments. Well, I really enjoyed being. This is going to sound weird, but I did enjoy the scene where it's one of Sister Boniface's fantasy sequences where me and Sister Reg and Sister Peter are tied up,
Uh-huh.
and the Sunday school children are basically running rings around us with sort of warrior type spears. That was quite a fun and surreal way to start that particular day's filming. um, but yeah, I mean the whole thing. There are so many moments. It's really hard to pick favorites, to be honest.
So Lorna, I was like doing a bit of a deep dive with you, and I saw your old episodes where you had that straight long hair, and another girl, and you were in the movie theater. I think one of your old.
Oh, was this my sketch show?
Yeah, I watched that, and
What?
you've grown as an actress from those days, and I watched your interviews with the Digital Nation, if not with another
Oh,
lady.
okay. I don't, don't remember. Don't remember that one. Yeah.
So how has Sister Boniface, grown you as an actress? Because this is like a really deep character, like it's really taken off your. So how do you sometimes do you like how do you resonate with yourself with this character?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things that comes from a sketch background is that you you look for ways of instantly selling a character. And in sketch, they tend to be more caricatured and more sort of instantly obvious. And I think probably what I'm learning is that I've been sort of from time to time, I suppose, out of my comfort zone a little bit.
Yeah.
Because she's not just a comedic character. And actually, in this particular series that we've just shot, there have been some very quite dramatic and certainly really heartfelt moments, which are sort of things that in my comedy background, haven't had to play very much. And um, I've really enjoyed exploring those aspects of Sister Boniface. But as I said before, it's a constantly changing sort of relationship that I have with her. And I'm learning. I'm learning all the time. I don't think any actor ever stops learning, really, do we? I'm learning from all the people around me, from the amazing cast that I get to work with, and I'm learning about her as the scripts. As I get new scripts and I see new scenarios that she's never been in before, and it really gets you thinking. And so, yeah, I think it's been really lovely to I've really relished having the opportunity to get to know a character so thoroughly, so deeply. And I hope I get to do it, or hope I get to do it again next year, because I'm really having a laugh. I'm loving doing it. It's a challenge, and it's very fulfilling, and it brings a lot of it means a lot to me. I love playing her.
Awesome. So what's next for the show? Like we're already ending the year, so is there going to be another season coming? New
Yeah,
cast?
so this Christmas special is the first 2 episodes of series 4. So the rest of the series will follow next year. There'll be eight fresh episodes of season 4 on their way. I'm not sure exactly. I don't think we know exactly when they're going to land yet, but
Oh,
I imagine late spring, early summer, something like that. Yeah.
yeah. So anything that you can tell us? Maybe a new set of character coming in, or is that all under wraps?
Um, I'm not sure what I am, and I'm not allowed to say. I don't want to give too much away, but we've got some fantastic episodes coming up. We've got
Oh,
a sort of an homage to the sort of um, uh, Batman and Robin style TV show, which is that. I mean, I have to say, one of my favorite episodes of the entire series. Absolutely loved shooting that one. Um, and we have a sort of um, like a game show episode, which was again a lot of fun. I mean, they're all very unique episodes in their own right. The convent is under threat, so we have a lot of the storyline is dedicated to that. Some really lovely journeys for our characters, particularly Reverend Mother Adrian in series 4. We see a different side to her in this season, which is really lovely. And also her relationship with Sister Boniface, which I think again is sort of taken to a new level, a new dimension, which was really fun to shoot.
okay. If you had if you could choose the next mystery for Sister Boniface to solve, what would it be?
Well, I really want to meet Sister Boniface's sister.
Oh,
Yes, she has one. She's a professional musician, and I'm not sure they get along. So I would really love actually for that to happen. Um, as for the kind of murders and so on, I mean, we've had it all. And just when you think it couldn't get any odder, it does. Death by all sorts. Well, strawberry in this one. It never ceases to amaze me, and the imagination of our writers, it's fab. It's always exciting when you get the new scripts through, and you just sort of, yeah, always surprised.
so for you, Lorna, as an actress, now that you
Yeah.
have this gig, right, it's ongoing. Do you still take other jobs like?
I do. I also do a lot of writing, so it frees me up a little bit to concentrate on that. Also, my partner is an actor, so not all about me. I like to, and we've got a young family, so we like to take it in turns. So it's currently his turn to go out into the world. Um, but yes, so my writing is probably my big passion of mine, and that's keeping me very busy at the moment. I had my first children's book came out in July. I've just finished writing, hopefully, book two. Um, and actually, me and my partner, Marcus Garvey,
Mhm.
also have written our first script together, which has been picked up by a very lovely production company. We're sort of hopeful that might lead to something. So, I mean, there's all sorts going on, but I'm very lucky because I feel like I get a lot of variety in my life, and career-wise, it's nice to be able to do a bit of both.
Okay, Lorna, finally, can you tell us why Australians should tune in into your series Sister Boniface? Because BritBox is pretty new in Australia. So could you
Yeah.
give, yeah, maybe.
Well, first of all, we have an Australian in the Christmas episode. um, well, let me see. I mean, this is a quintessentially English show set in the beautiful, stunning English countryside in the Cotswolds. Um, I think the world is a very scary place right now. And I think what this show does is it blends drama with comedy and hopefully leaves you with a warm feeling in your belly. We do get the baddies, we put them away, and it's puzzle solving, it's light-hearted, and it is escapism, and I think that's just the tonic for right now.
Alrighty. Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure talking to you. And yeah,
Lovely to chat.
thank you so much.